Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show. It's Friday Night Flies, man.
It's Friday Night Flies. Scotty Holmes here with the boys. I'm tying up a new fly. I guess we were talking. I've been tying a lot of jig flies. I know I've been tying a lot of jig flies, and I promise.
But there's a reason for it, though, Scott.
There is a reason for it. Like I got the hooks last year, probably in like August. So from that point onward, I sort of did some experimenting and trying to figure out how I was going to use those hooks, and you know, Merrick was definitely giving me a bit of help with that as well.
Buddy, you know what? Let's hold up that jig fly box you got there, man. Show these guys. Just give them a little taste tester of what you've been doing in your spare time at home. Okay, you can hold her up nice and squared up to the camera. Perfect right there. Man.
So that's the one side. And then on the other side, there actually, and on the bottom, there's a few other hooks that are there, but they're not jig hooks.
Variations, man. Very nice variations of it. This one tonight, you've got a real nice one too. I like it.
Yeah, well, I'm calling this my go-to black.
The go-to black fly.
The go-to black fly.
Oh, it'd be
black
the
jig,
go-to
sorry.
Jig fly.
Yeah, or go-to black jig.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, black is, when I'm fishing in the rivers, black is usually one of the first colors that I'll start with if I'm fishing for trout. It's a fairly...
It's a common color.
Common color,
For
yeah.
Nymphs and
Nymphs.
any kind of bug.
Yeah, and I mean flies, all sorts of insects are black. So it's a good all-round starting color for the rivers, and then then I'll progress. Start with black and go to olive, or go to tan, or go to green. Definitely when I'm this is definitely a jig nymphing high stickener.
Yeah. Going
across the water. And I've said it a million times, the hooks work amazing.
They're sticky?
They're really sticky, and I just, the other thing I really like is I like a totally barbless hook. Like I would like to try some of the other companies' totally barbless hooks. It's just, they come out so nicely, so cleanly out of the fish, that it's a nice. I mean, they're barbless. All of my hooks are barbless, but they still got that little bit of friction.
Oh yeah,
sure. So it's
and
nice.
You know what? And it pulls from a different direction too. You find that when you lift up on that jig hook, it puts a little bit more torque on the end of the hook on the other end too.
Yep.
So it seems to be a little bit better at keeping fish on it too, even though it's barbless.
I'm
with you on that one.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so that's my need right now to tie all these hooks. I've basically almost got my box finished. In terms of my patterns of what I'm going to be using, I don't fish 100 nymph patterns in a year. It's like we're
going to see some spay flies, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, we're going to see some spay flies. I mean, there's steelhead and squamish. I mean, I still have a million flies from previous seasons, but I've definitely got some new ones I've tied this year. And after that, then it's pink salmon, and then after that, Me
and Scotty are already amped on the pink salmon, and I think a lot of our viewers are.
I'm super excited.
We're getting ready.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Okay, well anyhow, let's go down.
Okay, let's go down. Okay.
Give us a slow roll on that new pattern there, man.
And this new vise, I mean, I have a nice vise, but
What kind of vise do you run? A Renzetti?
I have a Renzetti, yeah.
Honestly, is this comparable to the Renzetti?
Yes, it definitely is. It's different. There's actually a few things I like about it better, for sure. Like I definitely like the way the jaws close, and the fact that that's out of there. I also like that my spinner is on a ratchet, which it's all right.
Can you spin it both ways though?
No, you can only spin it one way.
Yeah.
See, and that's the part that I don't like. Yeah. You can if you lock it down, I believe, but I don't ever do it. But yeah, no, that thing is really a super nice vise.
Okay, so good stuff, man. Griffin Mongoose. If you guys are in the market for a new vise, check them out.
Okay, we get that out of the hook, or out of the vise, and where did my hook go? Do you see it?
I put it on top of the container there.
Yeah, and then
and then you closed it.
And then I closed it.
It should be there somewhere.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. It fell out. Perfect. Okay,
yeah,
so it didn't go far. It's a nice thing about those jig hooks. They don't go far.
No. And if you get them stuck in your foot, they're easy to get out. Or in any part of your body. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Actually, it's not quite in there, right?
Pretty slick that cam over though, eh? You like that?
Oh yeah, I know. I like the whole thing. The setup on this is just super nice. Okay, so we got our bead on there. Oh, my thread is not ready to go.
Oh, I've got one right here. Is that 6/0 black?
Yep.
I got one sitting right here that's ready to go. There you go, got it. That's on a Thompson bob in there too. You'll like
Nice. Okay, we'll use yours. I've got mine ready in case I break it.
Thompson and Thompson.
That's a nice bob, and it's nice and small, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna tie on our thread and get our tail just kind of ready here. We're gonna use pheasant tail, black pheasant tail, and we're gonna use.
Man, I thought that was like raven or something. It's so black, eh?
It's nice. Yeah, it's got a nice translucency to it. Like you can.
Yeah, the in focus is right at the fly itself. Yeah, no, okay, now you can actually see the bar.
Yeah, it's kind of got a bit of a bluish green tinge to it. Okay, so we want our body or our tail to be about 2/3 of the length of the shank of the hook.
You need a coffee there? Yeah.
What's that?
You want a half coffee or you want coffee?
No, I'm not a coffee drinker. Okay, so we
good
got.
thing. Should have seen me last Friday there, trying to cut the hair off that wet fly. It was a little shaky.
Were you a little shaky?
Oh yeah, we made a mad batch of coffee. It was more like diesel.
So we're gonna just tie up that pheasant tail, lock it down, and then we're gonna get our vinyl rib. And I changed the bead. I mean, I have them in, as you can see in the box, I do them in purple, I do them in red, and I definitely like them in silver.
You know what? I really liked it with that bright red. Black and red go together really nice.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, there's probably a lot of viewers out there right now going, I really like it in silver. Hey, or olive, or do you have any in purple? I know black and purple go together really well.
Yeah, like there's purple right there.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Purple was the first one I tied, and then I tied it in red, and then I've tied it in. Trying to keep this vinyl rib on the top. And I want to be able to wrap it. It's the oval, half oval rib, and I want that to be wrapping. So I'm going to tie it with the oval part down. And it's pretty strong stuff, so I don't need to add any extra ribbing in there. You could add a piece of wire in there if you chose to. I, however, am not choosing to. So we got that in there. We're gonna wrap that up. Come on. Some days.
What's wrong?
No, you know how some days you just have those, you feel like they're not your hands sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you pick up, you dropped. I had one of those days today where everything I picked up I was dropping.
What I'm finding that is the older I'm getting, it's definitely getting a little bit more prominent. But you got a couple years on me too, eh, Scott?
Oh yeah, I got like 20 years on you, I think. No.
Not quite.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap our body up.
Well, how old are you anyhow, Scotty?
52.
52, yeah, you got 12 on me anyhow. I'm 40 this year, so.
Are you?
The big 4-0, I'll tell you, that was quite the birthday party.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of fun, eh?
Oh boy, yeah, it's a good thing I don't drink anymore. Probably could have got out of hand if I did.
Yeah, birthdays, eh?
Yeah, well, you know what they say, 40 only comes once.
It does. I had my brother actually, for my 40th birthday party, he threw me, got all my friends together down at Roland's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, but when it wasn't Roland's. Okay, so the next plan there is now we're going to get on or a little bit of shell casing for the top.
The vinyl ribbing is sexy.
It does. It just make
Oh yeah, I like it.
Gudenprod
Good and broad, yeah. I use that a lot, but mostly in root beer.
in root beer.
Yeah, it's a good and broad and root beer color. It's awesome, man. For salmon flies, woo, stuff is dynamite. All right, I see what you're doing with that.
That's going to be our shell case. So we're going to wrap back a little bit. You actually are going to wrap back probably over 2 of your segments, maybe even a bit more. Yeah.
You know what? Griffin also sent us one of their new bobbins as well.
Did he?
Yeah, they're pretty skookum, man. You like how that's a Thompson that I've got there.
Yep.
But that new, I'm just gonna see if I got it.
So what I'm doing here right now is I'm just stealing some rubber legs. I have this stuff in black, and I think I said this previously, but I don't know where it is. So if I had it in black,
That's the new Griffin right there.
oh, that's really nice, eh?
Sleek.
It's tiny, yeah.
Oh, I know. It's so nice.
See, that fits in my hand really, really nicely. My bobbins are all really long. Okay, so I got my little rubber legs there. And I got some of the Superfly Diamond Dub.
Oh yeah, we got a great selection of that. It's bugging
Yeah.
out too.
And this is in black, but it actually has a very purpley tone to it.
UV.
And it's also UV, yes. Which is the part that I like. So we're gonna, and it dubs on really nicely, unlike that stuff you were using.
Whew. Yeah, I was tying stonefly with this other stuff that wasn't synthetic at all, and I've become so used to dubbing with this this diamond dub from Superfly that I'm at the point where I can't even use anything else now. it's just so easy to dub with.
Okay, so all I'm doing
Bugging it out.
is bugging it out, putting a few of those legs on there. I'm not overly picky. I'm not looking for the representation of a stonefly directly. I'm looking for a little bit of motion, a little bit of movement.
Boulder is in the building.
He is in the building and he's in his fishing clothes. Okay, so I just dropped my dummy on the ground. Hopefully that's
Oh, we didn't get to see you bend over or any of that.
nice. See my ass.
No.
No ass.
No.
Okay. So yeah, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of purple. Purple
Where were you today?
seal fur. And I'm gonna dub that on there.
Big.
For a little bit of a collar. Maybe just a little bit more.
We're going down to the mouth there. There we go. Right up the work. Why, did you go down there? Nope. Just popped over now. Back on now. Well, I think Sheridan's gonna drive out there with his rig.
Okay. So I'm gonna center that, make sure it stays in the center. Give it a wrap or two in front, and then maybe one more over the top. Oop, hit the camera.
Yeah, maybe just steady that thing for a second. Come on, settle down. There you go.
Settle. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that off. Make sure I pull all of that stuff back. Yeah. And I'm gonna throw in a whip finish.
Whip finish that sucker.
Maybe one more. And that's it. You're done. I mean,
cut that sucker off and give it a slow roll for us, but
okay. Yeah, just let me poke out the leg a little bit.
Nice and slow, buddy. Nice and slow. So I'm just going to brighten that up just a little bit so we can get a good shot of it. Just with your the black behind is a little bit. There, move your finger for a second so I can get a good look at her. There it is, right there. Okay, go ahead, give her a nice slow roll. Man, that thing looks beautiful. Funny how those jig heads, the bead heads that go on them, they're dimpled. They look like a golf ball, eh? Kind of.
Well, that one does. These are the prism ones, and they've got a really cool look about them. It's like little flat spots all the way around the jig head. I kind of like them a lot. I got those in. There was gold, silver, and red ones that I got like that, and then all the other ones are just round jig heads. And as I said, guys, you could be a little bit pickier if you want with your legs.
We're up top now too, eh?
Okay. You could be a little bit pickier with those legs on that fly. I could have put them in all individually. I put them all in one big clump and picked them out.
It works, man. It looks pretty sexy. It looks like a stonefly, man.
Yeah, it kind of does. You know, with the ribbing on the bottom definitely gives it more of a stonefly effect. Gives it definite segmenting through that bottom that's really visible. So, but yeah, it's the go-to black jig. That's what I'm calling it. So, you like that? That's my nice, eh? Okay, nice, well. With the boys here on Friday night, tying up a fly. As I said to Brad, next week I'm gonna come in with a streamer, see if I can tie something up as nice as Scotty and Zach and everybody else has been. Brad's been tying up streamers. Yeah, Ethan even tied up a streamer already. So yeah, I'm gonna bring in a couple of streamers over the next few weeks and see how that goes. But I guess that's pretty much it for me for tonight.
That's it, buddy.
Okay, well, Friday Night Flies with Scotty Holmes and the boys hanging out. Until next time, bang!